Today we are going to make this cute elf hat. To get started, we are going to need some scissors, a pencil, glue, a ruler would be helpful, but it's not necessary, and you need some paper. I have white, green, and red. You can use whatever colors you would like for your elf hat. The first color you want to grab is the color you're going to use for the band of your hat. That's the part that goes around your head to hold the hat in place. So I'm going to use green, and you're going to need to put that piece of paper so the long side is left to right and the short side is top to bottom. At the bottom of your paper, you're going to put about maybe 4 finger spaces or 3, depending how big your fingers are, and you're going to put a little tick. Now, if that is a little complicated, you could also get a ruler out and you're going to go with 5 centimeters, that's about 2 inches. So you put a little tick and then you're going to fold your piece of paper over on that little tick line so that it goes straight all the way across. Then the easiest thing to do is to grab a pencil and right at the top, just drag your pencil right across. So right at the top where you folded it over and the page ended, you just draw a line. You will see you have 2 rectangles. You have a fold line, which is going to be your first cut line. You have a pencil line, which is going to be your second cut line, and you are going to cut both of those out. Now, if that didn't work, don't worry. Just go and make sure you cut out 2 thin rectangles that are about 5 centimeters in width or about 2 inches in width. So you just need 2 long rectangles. So you're just going to grab some glue and you're going to put glue on one end of one of your strips. So you'll see I'm just putting them together here to show you what it will look like. Then I put glue on one end of one of the strips and I attach it to the end of another one of the strips. So you're just joining those 2 together. Now I am going to grab my red. So this is going to be the little decoration at the top of the hat. So grab whatever color you need. I'm going to line it up with that green strip so that it almost fits double. So see the bottom of my green strip? It goes, and then I've got the top. I've got a little space at the green and the little space at the top. It's almost double the green. Now if that's a little bit confusing, just take your ruler, go to the top of that red, and you want to go all the way down to about 11 centimeters, and that's 4 inches. Leave the paper there, start at the top corner, and you're going to make a diagonal line that comes in and stops right at the top of that green strip that's just underneath. That's why I have the green strip underneath. Every time I go, I want to stop where that green strip would be. So diagonal line down to the left, diagonal line up to the right, diagonal line down to the left, diagonal line up to the right, all the way across. Now I've curved my diagonal lines a little bit, but you don't have to, you can make them straight. Then I'm going to grab my ruler and go to the bottom where that green strip is, and I am going to draw a line. Now if that was a tad bit confusing and I went too quickly, just stop the video, go back, and just watch what I'm doing, so that will help you. If it doesn't work out perfectly, that is also okay. Whatever you produce will be super cute. Once you have it, you are going to take your scissors and cut that out. Just cut out all of the little pieces that you've created, and then you're going to glue them right onto the center of your green strip. Now we are going to grab our other green piece of paper. Now this is going to be the top of your hat, so if you want a different color, that's okay. I'm going to put it right in behind what I just created, and I don't want it to go right to the ends. I just want to come in a tiny little bit. So I'm just going to come in a tiny bit, and I'm going to go straight up, and I'm going to curve all the way to the right. And I'm going to go to the other side, not right to the end, but just in a little bit. I'm going to go up and then curve a little bit to the right. So all I have done is curve to the right. Let me just bring this down so you can see it a little bit. So you see my lines? I've just curved up and to the right, and then on the other side up and to the right. Then I am going to cut that out. Now, if something didn't work and yours doesn't curve a little bit and just goes straight up, that's okay. I'm sure all elf hats have their own individual flair, so it is okay if it doesn't look exactly like mine. If you want yours a little taller, you can do that. A little shorter, that's okay. Just have to be careful. If you get too tall, then your hat will flop over. Now that I have that cut out, I am going to put a little pom-pom right in the top right corner. And to do that, I'm just going to use my white and I'm going to make a big circle. It's going to look like a little pom-pom, but we're just going to put a big white circle and we're going to cut that out. Now, if you don't have white, no problem. Use whatever color you want, or if you want it to be a different color, be creative and you can do that as well. Once that's done, I'm going to glue it on. There we go. Now for the stripes. I'm going to use that white paper again, and I'm going to use my ruler. I'm going to line it up on the side, and I'm just going to tick off every centimeter. So at every centimeter, I'm just going to tick, tick, tick. If you're using inches, just do about a half an inch. And then I'm going to put my ruler the other way and draw some straight lines. So my first line, I'm just going to draw this way, and then I'm actually going to move my ruler up so I can see the line I drew, and that will help me make it straight. Now, if you want thicker lines, that is okay. This is just going to be the decoration for your hat, so you just want to keep going and draw a whole bunch of lines all the way up. And then once you have all those lines drawn, I've used about half a piece of paper here. I think I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, maybe 8 strips. Don't worry, if you need more, you can make more. And if you didn't need that many, that's okay as well. But once you have your strips drawn, you are going to cut them out. You could also do this in a variety of different colors if you wanted to use white and maybe red and make a pattern. It's completely up to you. But once you have those strips cut out, you are going to glue them on. And all you do is put glue on the strip and you glue them right on your hat. Now you'll notice I have a little bit coming off on the right and left of my strip. It goes right over top of my hat. And that's okay. We're going to trim them off later. So that will work out just fine. Then you're not frustrated in trying to match them up. Now if you find you're getting glue on your work, just like I am, just use your piece of paper and put the strip over top of it like this, and then put the glue on, and that might make it a little bit easier. So just put the strip down, put glue on, move your paper to the side, and just keep gluing, leaving a space in between as you go. And here we go. The last one's a little tricky. I'm just going to slip it underneath my little ball here, the top, my circle. My circle fell off. I'll just glue that back on. Now, as you can see, I have all those little strips kind of falling off the edge. I'm going to grab my scissors. I'm going to turn my hat over, and I'm just going to trim them. So there we go. I'm just trimming them off. Just makes it a little bit easier than having to measure each one. And I'm just going to trim all of them on both sides. Just be careful when you're trimming. You don't want to cut at the green paper. So just be careful when you're trimming. And then when you're all done and you turn it over, you will see that all of your lines are nicely measured up. There we go. Okay, we need that glue again. We are going to put our entire hat together. So you're going to take some glue and put it at the very bottom of your hat, and then you are going to glue the other piece right on top. I just want to push that down so that it sticks. And now, in order for the hat to fit your head, we need to glue the ends together. So I'm just going to flip it over and I'm going to glue those little straps together. You might need a little bit of help with this just to make sure that the straps are going to fit perfectly around your head. And then when you've glued them together, you are done your hat. Thanks for joining me on Craft Club for Kids. Remember, be creative and have fun.